You join me here at a very windy Cosford station platform. I have a feeling my camera might fall over. I'm visiting every station between Wolverhampton and Shrewsbury. Last time I made it this far. Today we're heading further west. We're going to pick up some of the historical areas of Telford that you might not expect to see, and then we're going to make it to Shrewsbury. Come join me. Don't be fooled by the sun. There's drops of rain in the air. I'm getting mildly moist. I was really hoping the rain would hold off today. Now, the station here was opened in 1937. Now, it's recently been refurbished and rebuilt, but it's disappointing to see that there's no step-free access here. You would have hoped that in refurbishments, you would make it accessible, but they clearly haven't done that. Right, 7-minute wait until the next train, where we're going to Shifnal, and hopefully I can get some lunch, because I'm getting hungry now.
The next stop will be Shifnal.
This is Shifnal Station. Not the first time I've been here. On the video that did eventually get put out on the 196 day, this is where I started it from. I'm still really gutted about that video, you know. Now, I haven't been able to find anything particularly notable about this station to tell you, but I did notice the footprint here seems to be a lot bigger than the two-platform station that's here right now. So, question to you for the comments. Was Shifnal bigger? What was here before? So the town here looks quite interesting. I'm gonna go down and see if I can grab me some lunch. Okay, so what is frustrating about Shifnal is I got off on this platform, but to get out you have to go over the tracks to then come down and under the tracks back to this side. That seems a bit backwards. Right, Shifnal. Ooh, this looks pretty. Seems like a nice little town. So it might not be fish and chips by the sea, but fish and chips and Shifnal will be good, right? Okay, so while I might not have any facts to give you, you should come visit Shifnal. It's a really nice town. Back at the station now. About 15 minutes until the train comes. Had a very nice cake in town as well. But no coffee. I'm coffeeed out. That's annoying. Next train is already delayed by about 4 minutes. The walk I'm doing next is going to be quite tight, so I could do it without losing those 4 minutes.
We are now approaching Telford Central.
Is it just me, or is every station in the Midlands home to the University of Wolverhampton? So this is Telford Central. We're in the new town of Telford here. Probably one of the biggest stations on the line, aside from like Shrewsbury and Wolverhampton. Longer platforms, TFW stop here, Avanti stop here. For now, they're cancelling that service. There's a TFW arriving shortly, actually. So Telford station itself seems quite nice actually, and that's quite an impressive modern footbridge. It's a shame that there's the wall of the main road there. That's the A442 Queensway. I'm going to got something to say about that in a bit, but from here going to walk to Oakengates. To talk about Telford Central Station, we need to talk about Telford the town. Telford the town is a new town formed in the 60s out of the historical Oakengates, Wellington. The town was named after Thomas Telford, the engineer who did a lot of work on improving the routes up to North Wales. We spoke about him a lot in the North Wales series. But with it being a new town, it didn't have a station to call its own until the 1980s. The older settlements of Oakengates and Wellington did have stations, and they did serve the town, but it didn't get its own until the 80s. And I'm going to start this walk through Telford. Wish me luck. Well, this is noisy and unpleasant. So that noisy road behind me is the A442 Queensway. Now, back in the day, long before Telford was even dreamt of, that was the line of the Shropshire Canal. Later on, it became the line of the Coalport Branch Railway, which lasted all the way until the 1960s when the new town was built. Now, it was a predominantly goods railway, but there were a few passenger services along the line, but it wasn't that well used. It lasted until the 1960s when the new town was built, and this, the A442, was built over it. There used to be so many railways and canals in this area. There's a lot of history here. Right, anyway, Oakengates. I need to work out which way to go, actually. That way. I just had to try and get across that. That was not fun. While doing this walk, it seems like the perfect opportunity to say a massive thank you to my lovely Patreons. They're scrolling on screen right now. Today, they brought me to Telford. Thank you. If you want to get your name onto this list, the links to do so are in the description. But thank you guys for your continued support in helping me visit every station. Telford doesn't have a great reputation, and there's literally nobody around here. Am I making a poor life choice? Okay, decision time. Do I go under this, not at all in the slightest bit dodgy, nothing's going to happen in their tunnel, or do I go up and over the roundabout? I'm going over the roundabout. Now, I don't claim to be an expert, but I suspect Station Fields might take me to the station. So once you get into the places like Oakengates, Telford doesn't feel like a new town at all. Half the buildings here predate Telford. I mean, if I had to live in Telford, these are the parts I'd want to live in. Also, this road doesn't feel very roady. I can see something that looks a lot like a station. That was quicker than I expected, actually. It definitely felt quicker. Down a dirt track is not where I really expected to find Oakengate Station, but I'm glad that I'm here. This looks super nice, and you can definitely tell what era it's from. Okay, this is the first time in the context of a railway that I've been able to go, if only there was a sign for this situation. Also, speaking of signs, that's a road sign. I can't quite put my finger on it, but there's something that I particularly love about this station, and I think so far this is my favourite on the line. Like, all the old buildings have been kept to such a great standard. Like, I think that's an old signal box there that's clearly been done up really well. I am a massive fan of Oakengate Station. I did not expect this in the slightest. So the station itself here dates from 1849. Now that's long way before Telford was even a dream in anybody's eyes. Oakengates also used to have more stations. There was Oakengates Market Street, I think it was, and that was on the Coalport branch line that I mentioned earlier, though not as well used as this one. This is what remains, and from here, the next train will be taking me to Wellington, which is one of the other historic areas of Telford. Super impressed though. I am sad to be leaving this station, but my carriage awaits to Wellington.
We are now approaching Wellington.
So this is Wellington Station. Clearly used to be a much bigger station. There's evidence over there of a disused platform. There's a bay platform behind me here. Still technically in use, but is never used because no trains terminate here anymore. All the trains run through to Shrewsbury. It's got fast lines through so that trains can pass the slow trains without stopping. But correct me if I'm wrong, but don't all trains stop here now? That's what the comments are for, to tell me when I'm wrong. Right, I'm not actually spending much time here. There's only a few more minutes until my next train comes to take us to the final stop of Shrewsbury.
Platform 2 is the 1507 Transport for Wales service to Aberystwyth.
And our final train is a Transport for Wales service. Let's go to Shrewsbury. And our last train is this Transport for Wales service to Shrewsbury. Mix it up a bit, you know. So after a day of those, that has brought me to my final destination of Shrewsbury. Good to be back here. I love a good bit of Shrewsbury. You can just see beyond the end of the platform here, the signal box here is the largest working mechanical signal box left in the world. Now, I think that's quite impressive. Shrewsbury is such a beautiful station. You can just see, just by looking at it. Well, I'm about to go out and have a look around Shrewsbury. Shrewsbury station is absolutely magnificent, isn't it? Now, when G was here, she went to the river. I'm here, I'm going to show her how it's done, and I'm going to Wimpy. Now, this is how you finish a video. I'm going in there. In the meantime, I'm going to leave a link. Don't be silly. Of course, I also took a walk by the river. Right, I'm going to leave a link here to the next video that I think you should watch. But until next time, bye bye.